Okay, so today we have a 13-inch, roughly by 13-inch part sheet. This is dense white and clear gold irid strips. We're going to be cutting this into a circle because this shape is clearly a bit unconventional. And the tricky part about cutting a circle with glass this thick, this is 6mm glass. And the reason for this video in general is because 6mm is going to be hard to cut into a circle. I'm going to show you guys how I would do this. And even attempting this is going to be a bit unconventional. I mean, cutting circles is hard, and it's hard to cut glass this thick. But I'm going to show you guys what I do, and hopefully you can learn from it. So what you're going to need for this video is Silberschnitz Bull circle cutter. This tool will allow you to cut perfect circles and approximate circles of whatever size you want, from 3 inches to 25 inches. So today we're going to be cutting a 12.5-inch circle. I've got my circle set at 12.5 inches right here. This is a suction. This will suction to the center of your glass, and it's locked down with this little thumb, like so. But before we do that, we're going to need to mark the center of our glass. So we want the center marked so that when I cut my circle, I get an even, I know exactly where 12.5 inches is going to be. It's going to be roughly right at the top here, around this side, around the bottom, and then it'll be, there should be some extra room because this is about 13, 14 inches. So you might ask as well, what side should I cut on? Should I cut on the glossy side, the shelf side up, or the shelf side down? For me, I find that the score is more true on the shelf side up, the glossier side. I feel like when I score on the shelf side down, it has a hard, like this, the actual surface of it has a hard time receiving a score. So we're going to cut on the top today. I'm just going to quickly mark our glass here, edge to edge. Put a dotted line, edge to edge, another dotted line, so now we have our center. I'm going to line up on this Silberschnitz tool. There are score line, or there are like intersecting lines. You just match those up with your scores, or with your tallies, I mean, with your Sharpie. Make sure it's actually true to center. This is not actually true to center. We're going to need to move this up a little bit. Make sure it's going to cover your entire glass. Looks like I need to go up another 1/4 inch. That looks about right there. So now that you have that set, we're going to need some cutting oil, because this thing, this Silberschnitz bowl cutter, circle cutter, is not fed by oil. So we're just going to get some oil, put it underneath our cutter head, move it around the glass to where the glass is going to be cutting. Give it a little a light score just to get the cutter head nice and evenly distributed. And then we're going to press down hard on this, and we're going to go for it. And we're going to start facing your waistline. Once you hear that you intersected with your beginning score, you're done. Lift up the suction, and we're done. Now you're going to need grozing pliers to pull that score out towards you, and the running pliers. So get your grozing pliers, make sure that the alligator is facing up, and we're going to pull this score out from the glass. We want to separate the score. I'm just pulling out as hard as I can and doing a little shake, a little wiggle just to separate that score. This takes a lot of strength. You're going to have to really pull on that glass if you want to get a 6mm glass to cut how you want. I'm not even going to need the running pliers for this. I'm pulling pretty hard on this. Voila.